Hey everyone, Gill here. Post-match, Alexander Zverev versus Pablo Carreno Busta U.S. Open 2020 semifinals. If you don't want spoilers, click off the video in 3, 2, 1. All right, Alexander Zverev comes through in 5 sets. He comes back from 2 sets to love down. The funny part about this match, and it was a weird, crazy one, is in the preview, what I do, I say, oh, one player wins, and I say, oh, the other player might win. And it was pretty much to a T until the fifth set. Um, Both players kind of took turns. From the very start of this, you kind of know that Zverev has the bigger weapons and that he has the potential to reach a level that PCB can't match, especially if he's making all his first serves. But he comes out in the match and he plays like he did in the Borna Coric match in the quarterfinal, where he is really overcome by nerves and he can't play his tennis at all. And I tweeted at that time, you can follow me on Twitter at Gill with an underscore. You are not rewarded in tennis for possession of weapons. You are rewarded for deployment of weapons. And if you are too nervous to deploy your weapons, you got nothing. So it was a really good indication of that. PCB wasn't spectacular in the first set, but it was, Zverev got broken, some loose games, some double faults. And then in the second set, PCB really actually, I think, got comfortable, raised his level, didn't make any unforced errors. But another set where Zverev couldn't really get going, very emotionally flat. I was almost wanting him to get frustrated in this second set because I just thought that he really needed to give himself a bit of a boost. He just had a very flat, kind of tentative tone about him and way about him. And the third set wasn't all that different. Zverev was still rather tentative, but the first serve started firing, and that was the makeup of the third and fourth sets, where you had these kind of long, mostly ugly rallies, and for the most part, when Zverev tried to be aggressive, he'd miss. When PCB tried to be aggressive, he'd miss. It just wasn't clean tennis at all. It was not a high quality, but Zverev had that first serve and he could grind out enough points, especially on the return. He was so passive. On the serve, he became a little bit more aggressive. I'll tell you what, Zverev volleyed really well in this match. That's one thing I'll say. And that helped him out in some big moments. It wasn't until the fifth set, though, where I really thought Zverev started to play his best. And he didn't actually need much help from Pablo Carreno Busta. PCB did not play well in the fourth set, especially. He didn't play great in the third set. He made some errors. He actually got tight with the lead. So you can kind of expect that. Look, it's a completely different mindset. And this is kind of how this match went. It was all kind of in both of their heads. Zverev comes out feeling like he's supposed to win, and he's feeling the weight of that and playing really badly. It wasn't until he went down 2 sets to love that he could actually relax a little bit, because now he was supposed to lose. PCB was supposed to win, and I was surprised by this. I actually did not think that PCB under any circumstance would really get tight and feel the nerves like he did. And his movement got a lot worse. His footwork got worse. He got treatment on the back, and I wonder if that had something to do with it. I wonder if the back was feeling uncomfortable or stiff. But PCB did not play well in the third and the fourth set, and Zverev didn't need to play great. Zverev actually gave away a lot. Zverev didn't play aggressively, but his first serve was working, and PCB wasn't playing well. And that combination right there was enough to give Sasha the third and the fourth. Then in the fifth set, it came together. I thought the fifth set was the highest quality set of the match, and I got to give credit to Zverev. He began really accelerating on his forehand and flattening it out, going down the line more. He wasn't missing as many routine backhands, which he tended to do in this match, which is not something that is normally a part of his game. And he came forward quite a bit in the fifth set, and he finished some volleys. Actually, it was, I want to say it was his last service game, so maybe it was up 4-3, 30 all. PCB hit a really good passing shot to what I consider Sasha's maybe one of his worst shots, which is the low backhand volley. And Zverev, gorgeous technique, great balance, punches the low backhand volley into the forehand corner for a winner to go up 40-30. I think that game ended up going to deuce, but Zverev got the serve working, got the forehand working, and played a great fifth set. So credit to Zverev, because he could have kind of went back and felt the pressure again in the fifth set and dipped, but he actually rose to the occasion. It's a double-edged sword, because on one hand you want to give Zverev credit for, I don't know, not giving up. Like normally when a player comes back from down 2 sets to love, you want to really credit their mental game and their resolve and say, great comeback, great job. But in this case, it's like, okay, you got a lot of help from PCB in the third and fourth set. Full credit for playing well in the fifth set, but how come in the quarterfinal and the semifinal, 2 matches in a row, you've come out and you've looked really overwhelmed by the moment, and you've been overcome, kind of crippled with nerves and unable to play your game? That's the question for Zverev. And what happens if he does that in the final? Now, the final will present an interesting question. Is Zverev tight and flat at the start of these matches? Is it because of the stage? Is it because it's a major quarterfinal or a major semifinal? Or is it because of his opponents? An opponent in Borna Coric who kind of keeps the ball on the court, and an opponent that he's favored against, and PCB, same player. Zverev's the favorite. He's not someone who, he's someone who really asks his opponent to win it, doesn't give away a lot easy. So it's the same style of opponent. So what's making Zverev so tight? We'll see. If he comes out and he's the underdog against Thiem or Medvedev, I'm recording this right after the match, so I don't know who's going to win that match. Is he going to come out as the underdog in that final? And is he going to play fine, start out well? Are the nerves going to be a non-factor? Or is it about the stage? Is Zverev just really not ready for prime time here? Because that's possible. Because if he met an opponent that matched him for talent, and quite frankly, Coric and PCB, they don't match Zverev for talent. They just don't. If he plays someone who does match him, he is not going to get away with the kind of slow starts that he has gotten away with in the quarterfinal or the semifinal. Nonetheless, look, Zverev has made his first major final, and he doesn't care. He doesn't care how it looked or how well he played or any of this stuff. He could not care less. He probably feels great. He should feel great. He's on cloud 9. It's a big accomplishment. He's fought his way through. He hasn't fully crumbled. He's bended, but he is not broken. And full credit to Zverev there. There's not much technical analysis to go into this match because it was all mental. But eventually, the first serve for Zverev began firing. And even in the slower nighttime conditions, that gave PCB some trouble. And eventually, the power difference in the forehand, when Zverev actually started accelerating on the forehand. First 2 sets, PCB's forehand was doing more damage than Zverev's because Zverev wasn't accelerating, and PCB was. Started accelerating, hitting through it, hitting flat through the court. It's a really good new wrinkle that Zverev has, and I'll be interested to see what he can bring against stiffer competition. And I know it's weird to say that when a dude has already made a major final, his first ever, but the fact is he has not played anyone who equals his talent. So we'll see what happens. Congratulations, Alexander Zverev, first major final. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.